What is up, my Broviaries? Welcome back to PlaycrastiNation Population 163. Now today, if you are watching this video right now, odds are I'm in my car driving home to head home for Thanksgiving break from university. I got a whole week off. It's freaking awesome. I need a break really badly. And tonight at midnight, I'm going to be going with my friends Mr. Ginger Ninja and MJar up to GameStop to pick up my copy of... I was just going to wait and tell you, you're going to wait till tomorrow. Either Pokemon Sun or Moon, you'll have to see tomorrow when we actually start our first playthrough. But whichever one of those I am picking up, I wanted to celebrate it in some way. I am probably more excited for this game than I have been about anything in... ever? Nah, probably not ever. There's been some exciting times in my life, but this is definitely one of them. It's the first Pokemon game I've really bought for myself since Heart Gold. The other ones I've played, well, I've played some of them. I played, I don't think I even played X and Y, but I played through Black and Black 1 and Black 2. But, this is the first game I've bought for myself in a while, and so, in honor of that excitedness, I wanted to go ahead and bring you guys kind of a different video outlining what my Pokemon Sun and Moon, my ideal Pokemon Sun and Moon team is going to look like. Now, I will preface this by saying I have done a pretty good job of keeping myself relatively spoiler-free, and I hope you've done the same. For me, spoilers just kind of ruin it. I really want to leave some things up to... I know some people like data mined the game and found everything, but like I want some things to remain a surprise. And so I've done a relatively good job of keeping myself spoiler-free, and so my top 6 is solely, pick another word, freaking adverb, comprised of Pokemon that we've seen in trailers, or that are on the Pokemon Sun and Moon website. So that's what I've based mine off of. This is both a team based on what I think will be good coverage, a good balance on the team between special and non-special attackers, and also just like awesomeness. It's kind of the top 6 Pokemon I'm excited for, but I also wanted to add some typing differences in there. So I guess without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and just jump in. So first Pokemon had to sit down and pick. Of course, first Pokemon you choose in the game, you gotta pick your starter. And so we had the privilege of seeing the final evolutions of these starters recently. I'm blanking on the final names, but we had Rowlet, we had Litten, and we had Popplio and their final evolutions that we got to see. In the beginning, I was Team Rowlet. Compared to the first 3. Once I saw the second 2, I was actually more closer to going to Litten. I liked Litten's second evolution a lot better than Dartrix, the second evolution of Rowlet. But when I saw the final evolutions, freaking Team Rowlet came back so hard, losing the flying typing, getting the ghost typing, and becoming a literal owl archer is the coolest thing of all time. And so Decidueye is my very first Pokemon on my team. I mean, he's not going to be a Decidueye when we get him, but we're going to start off with Rowlet and eventually get a Decidueye. Not only, literally I love everything about this Pokemon. First of all, favorite character in freaking Lord of the Rings, Legolas. Favorite thing to do in Skyrim, be an archer. Literally everything about this guy is amazing. And you know what? I've always had a soft spot for grass types. It's just hard sometimes to find a really good grass type. And I think this may be the best grass type we've seen in a long time. So not only is it Grass Ghost, I think this thing's going to be a physical attacker. Not totally sure. I just feel like it will be. I don't know. I think based on its, what was the name of the move? Spirit Shackle, the special ghost type move that only Decidueye gets, which they said it is a physical attacking move. For me, if its special move is, if it's like signature move is special, or is physical, I should say, it's going to be a physical attacker. So a physically attacking grass Pokemon is something I can totally get behind. That also learns ghost moves, and we can imagine it's also going to, because it comes from Dartrix and Rowlet, so it's probably going to learn like Wing Attack and other flying type moves. So between Grass Ghost and Flying, you're going to have a pretty nice Pokemon there with some pretty decent coverage. So first Pokemon is Decidueye, the Aeroquill Pokemon. Probably the most excited I've been for a starter in a long time. I'm trying to remember, like, the X and Y starters I looked at, and I've seen their final evolutions. I've seen, like, the anime and stuff, so I've seen them. I mean, Greninja's cool, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't really pumped for any of them. Even Black and White, I didn't think any of them were that new or that exciting. We had another firefighting type, which was just, you've done this so many times, which I thought they were going to do with the wrestler in Fernero, or whatever his name is, the Litten evolution. But we finally see something different, something exciting. Have we ever had a ghost type starter? No, we haven't, so it's awesome. Before I ramble on about Decidueye any longer, and I could ramble on about Decidueye for like 150 years, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to let you know we're going to move on to my second pick. And the second pick here is kind of a leap. I'm kind of hoping. So I was thinking, I feel like you need the bug type. Your first time through, you gotta catch the Caterpie, you gotta catch the Wurmple, you gotta catch the whatever. The signature bug type of the area. Now, I would say the same thing about the flying type, but we already have Decidueye, like I said. We're going to want to go on a little bit more, but I think he's going to learn flying type moves, so I actually didn't want Pikipek on whatever he evolves into, assuming he does. I assume he does. So I'm taking a jump here, and I'm actually not choosing Charjabug, who ends up at Vikavolt, I think its name was. The electric bug type, as awesome a type as I think that might be, and as exciting a Pokemon, like literally that Pokemon's design is amazing. I'm kind of going out on a limb here, and my second Pokemon on the team is going to be Wimpod. Now, all we've seen so far from Wimpod, I think, there was another trailer, but I don't think they showed any evolutions. All we've seen is Wimpod. Is it possible this thing just stays a Wimpod? It's like possible. I'm not gonna lie, it is a possibility. Reading this thing's description, everything about it just seems so literally wimpy. It's its name. It runs away from fear. Its abilities literally wimp out. If it goes below 50%, it's gone. It's running from you because it's so weak and so terrifying. I feel like they're setting up a Cinderella story here. They have to be setting up, literally it's called the turn tail Pokemon, as in it turns its tail and runs from you. Setting up a scaredy cat like this, something so small and insignificant, I'm praying it turns into something absolutely phenomenal. We won't know until the game comes out, so right now I'm just having Wimpod up there, but if he does get an evolution, it has to be something, it's gotta be something BA. It just has to be. If it doesn't, I feel like they will not have done this thing a good justice. So Wimpod, the bug water type, is my second Pokemon I'm bringing on my team. So now we have, as far as Wimpod goes, I think it could be, honestly, with Wimpod, looking at it now, it could be either a special or physical attacker. I don't know enough about it. And I'm trying to remember what move it used in the trailer. Honestly, I think all they showed was it running away. So it's not much of a battler. But if we can evolve this thing, hopefully, it will reward us with something amazing. Now, we have our grass type in Decidueye. We have our water type in Wimpod. To complete that core, we need a fire type. And honestly, this was really tough. I really wanted to add Alolan Marowak to the team. Fire Ghost, Cubone is amazing, Marowak is amazing. It's probably one of the coolest looking Alolan forms there is. But we already have the Ghost typing in Decidueye, so I didn't want to jump on that train. Instead, I wanted to jump on a typing we've never seen before. And so, or I should say a typing pair we've never seen before. And so for that, of course, my fire type is going to be Salandit, the fire poison type, with the new ability Corrosion, which means it can poison steel and poison types for the first time out. No other Pokemon's ever been able to do that. Salandit can do it. Now again, Salandit looks cool enough on its own that I would actually be fine if this thing stayed just a single evolution, but I feel like it's gotta have one or two more evolutions to it. It just seems like kind of a small, like a little salamander. It's like what? It's 10 pounds, it's 2 feet tall, that's pretty small. I feel like we could get a bigger lizard going here. I feel like poison types usually always have two evolutions. You got Muck and Grimer, you got Ekans and Arbok, you got freaking Trubbish and Garbodor, you got Seviper, who has no friends, I'm so sorry. But for the most part, they have two evolutions. So could we see another two evolution, a basic and a stage one? Could we see that with Salandit? I hope so. I hope he has an evolution, but honestly, this thing just looks so like conniving and sly on its own. Not to mention, like I said, poison fire type, completely new type, never seen before, and probably one of, at least in my opinion, one of my favorite designed Pokemon in what we've seen from the new Sun and Moon stuff. Salandit reminds me of like a second gen Pokemon, like a classic original design that Pokemon Company Game Freak would have put out. It just seems so like it's very basic, which I like. It doesn't do too much. Like looking at a lot of these Ultra Beasts, which we're not even sure if they're going to be Pokemon yet. We'll find out tomorrow when I play through the entire game in a single day. But some of the designs are like so complex. They look like freaking Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And like that's, for me, Pokemon is about the basics. Something like literally Salandit is a salamander. That's what it's based off of. That's what it looks like. And that's why I'm excited to use it. And that's why it's going to be the third member of my team. Now, so we got the Grass, Fire, Water core. It's awesome. So we have Grass Ghost, we have Fire Poison, we have Water Bug. Looking at some other types we don't have, I wanted to. I said this thing reminded me of the earlier Pokemon, and that got me thinking about one of my favorite earlier Pokemon from first gen that unfortunately just never really had the stats to be viable in battle. And I'm hoping that its Alolan form changes this. This is without a doubt 100% my favorite Alolan form that I saw. Not necessarily from a typing standpoint, although the typing is pretty awesome. Just from the design standpoint, everything about this Pokemon looks amazing. And of course, I'm talking about Alolan Sandslash. The Ice Steel type completely loses the ground and going to Ice Steel. I'm hoping this thing, I mean, it talks about how the ice has grown over top of it to make it even bigger. So I don't know if that is them saying it's going to be even more defensive than it already was, or is this thing finally going to get the ability to be an offensive threat? I hope it's the latter. I honestly very much hope it's the latter. Part of me, maybe just because this was in the first set of Alolan Pokemon revealed and it wasn't Alolan Exeggutor, which looks kind of weird. This was the first one that I looked at. I mean, the Vulpix was pretty cool as well, but this was the one I looked at, both Sandshrew and Sandslash, and just said, holy crap, this... They didn't have me sold on Alolan forms with Exeggutor. This sold me on Alolan forms. So maybe it's just that part of it. But I also like the typing as well. Pretty much a lot of things about Alolan Sandslash just gets me feeling right in all sorts of ways. So the Ice Steel type of Alolan Sandslash is hopefully going to join our team as well. Okay, next we're gonna do another Alolan form. So looking at the team so far, we mostly, it looks like we have like a kind of, if Wimpod ends up being a special attacker, then it looks like so far we have 2 physical, because I'm assuming Alolan Sandslash will be physical. So we have 2 physical, and then we have Salandit's probably going to be special as well. So we have 2 physical and 2 special, so I could really have gone either way here. I went on the special side, and I went for something that we haven't seen stats yet, but I think the stats on this thing might be crazy. And that is Alolan Raichu. Electric Psychic type gains the Psychic typing. Not only are Pikachu and Raichu, Pikachu's like, I mean, it's the symbol of Pokemon. It's what Pokemon is, and Raichu is just like its big brother. And then they made it even cooler. First of all, the design just makes it even cuter than it already is. And adding the Psychic typing to an already special attacker, I feel like should send its special attack through the roof. I mean, no guarantees until we see it in the game. It does gain some extra weaknesses, which kind of sucks. I was really hoping with the whole surfing thing, it would gain Levitate. Maybe that'll be a hidden ability, we don't know yet. But if that ends up being a hidden ability, then it'll be weak to just whatever Psychic's weak against, which is pretty awesome. And so I'm hoping this thing is going to be a major threat. I think it's going to hit hard on the special side, and it's going to be, I mean, it's fast as heck. Pikachu's already pretty fast. Raichu's pretty good as well. And then the electric terrain ability, which it has, you know, doubles its speed on electric terrain or Surge Surfer, whatever it's called. So Alolan Raichu is also up there. Again, I think Alolan Marowak is probably my second favorite Alolan form, but because we already have a ghost type, I didn't want to add that. Alolan Raichu has got to be up there, probably in top 5 of what we've seen so far. I'm hoping there's more Alolan forms in the game that we haven't seen yet, and that's why I'm trying to avoid spoilers as best I can, because I want to go into the wild and I want to see that Alolan Golem that I'm talking about with the freaking Fire Magma core, and I just want to be blown away by it. So I'm trying to stay kind of away from it. Okay, so what do we have so far? We have our starter, Decidueyes Grass Ghost. We have Alolan Sand / Ice Steel. We have Salandit, which is Fire Poison. We have Wimpod Water Bug, and we have Alolan Raichu Electric Psychic. We have 3 special attackers and 2 physical attackers, so I wanted to finish off with 2 types, again, that we don't have on the team currently, as well as what I imagine will be maybe one of the strongest physical attackers in this generation. Of course, I'm talking about cute little Jangmo-Oh's final evolution, Komo-Oh, which I guess is supposed to sound like, it sounds like Komodo, like Komodo dragon, and it's a dragon type, and it's got the Hawaiian name, which is hard to pronounce, but I'm gonna learn before tomorrow. Dragon fighting type, again. Have we had dragon fighting before? I don't think so. I don't think we've ever had dragon fighting before. Gains flying and psychic weaknesses. I guess that sucks. But among other things, I think it's going to be, I imagine it's going to be the pseudo-legendary of the generation. And besides, you're crazy. You have to be crazy on your first playthrough to not go for at least the dragon type of the generation. I know when I first played through Ruby and Sapphire for the first time and I went to the Elite Four, and I saw that this guy had a Salamence, I was so confused on like, where the heck do you get this Bagon? And so I had to go like online, this is like, internet was super slow back then, had to like go to like cheatcc.com or something like that and look up a walkthrough on how to find Bagon. And I went through it and we finally found it in like the middle of like Meteor Falls Cave. But like, I'm hoping it's something like that. I don't want to look up too much, I want to try to find everything by myself. I hope it's not, because we saw it in the trailer, and it looked like that was like the first island right off the bat. So I hope they don't just give you a Jangmo-Oh right off the bat, the dragon fighting type. I hope they don't just give you a dragon type on like the second round of the game. I hope that was just for trailer purposes, demo purposes, whatever you want to call it. And I'm hoping the actual Pokemon is a lot harder to find. But other than that, here you go. Here's our team right here. You see it? It's on these sides. Those are the 6 Pokemon that when we play through, we're going to be starting our playthrough tomorrow, so I hope you're excited. I'm trying to think of something exciting to do to commemorate the occasion and just to be funny at the same time. So if you have any ideas for that, if there's something you want me to see me do while we play through this, please let me know. But it should be a good time. And so this is the team that I'm hoping to assemble in either Pokemon Sun or Moon. Whichever one I end up playing tomorrow, you'll have to come by and see to find out. I pretty much plan on, like I said, tonight, it's Thursday, I'm going at midnight to GameStop, picking up my game. I am going straight home, and I'm going to record as many episodes as I possibly can with 0 hours of sleep. And then it's just going to be uploading. It's just going to be uploading like crazy. I'm going to get as many up as I can for you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. I think from what we've heard so far, I've been looking at some of the early reviews, and from what other YouTubers who got the game early have been saying, a lot of them are saying this is the greatest Pokemon game of all time. Now, are many YouTubers probably just saying that just to get people to watch their videos? Probably, honestly. I like to assume the best in people, but I mean, if I was in that situation, I would do the same thing. I would tell you it's the greatest game of all time. You have to come see what it is, even if it sucked. So, from a marketing standpoint, I mean, they're going to tell you it's a great game. However, I feel like this Pokemon game is just, how do you even word this? Changing the rules on so many things in the world of Pokemon. HMs, a thing of the past. Gyms, a thing of the past. These were the staples, the core. That was easy, you know what I'm saying? The core of what Pokemon games were about. It was pretty much just a formulaic Call of Duty style, if you will. Reskin, add new Pokemon, do this. This is the first one where they've changed the rules, like you saw. The trial challenges include like taking pictures of Pokemon and battling them, not just doing gyms. Of course, there's going to be trial captains and things like that, which are going to be similar to gym leaders, but for the most part, this seems completely different from anything we've seen before. And honestly, I could not be more excited. I can't believe we're so close. It's been such a long wait since they've announced this, but tomorrow, please get hyped. The point of this video is not just to show you my team, it's to get you freaking hyped for tomorrow. Once the videos start dropping. I don't know if I'm gonna like start dropping them in the middle of the night or when I'm recording, or if I'm gonna wait till the morning to start dropping them, but you will see a bunch of them. We're gonna get through the game not as fast as possible. I want to enjoy everything, but we are going to explore everything there is to explore, and then we'll figure out where we're gonna go from there. If we want to do a Nuzlocke on the other version, if we want to do what, but anyway, thank you guys for watching this top not top 6, but what my Pokemon Sun and Moon team is going to look like. I am freaking excited. Sorry, I had to do that face because I needed a thumbnail, so I forgot about that till just now. But I hope you guys are excited. Please come check out the videos tomorrow. It's going to be a great time here in PlaycrastiNation. I'm hoping we can really see the channel grow a lot over these next couple days. If you're new and you're watching this right now, I would love it if you would subscribe. Consider becoming a citizen of PlaycrastiNation today. We are a society, a nation of people who like to put off their priorities, procrastinate them, if you will, by playing video games or watching people play video games if that's what you're into. So anyway, I'm done here. Like I said, if you enjoyed, make sure you show some support down below in the form of liking, commenting. I'd love to talk with you guys, so leave me your thoughts down below. If you got something you want me to do for this Sun and Moon series, if you have a good idea of a way to like make it a little bit more interesting than just a normal playthrough, please give me some suggestions because I'm always looking for them. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow for what is going to be the most hyped day probably of my entire life. I'm not going to sleep. You're going to be able to like watch in the episodes the bags under my eyes get like progressively lower because I'm getting tireder and tireder, but it is all going to be worth it. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the big day.